episode 112. 112. It's the bloody wee elves. It's the hashtag show. We're back again. What will we talk about this week? Diddly dee dee. Cheeky Mal and DJ Gibbo are here to talk you through the pains and fears. It's the hashtag show. We're back again. Come join us for some chat on the hashtag show.
112. This is what we do. We fucked up the last one, and it's just for you. We're doing it again. Yes, we're doing it again. We've made some effort. We've done ourselves up, and we're ready for the hashtag show. Okay, 112.
112 in the building. 112.
Yeah. Going
Two,
out to
two.
my players.
Yeah.
Going out to all my players.
Mate, I just reminded me now. See, somebody I know used to do this was his sound check. 72, 73, 74. That was it.
Why 70?
Don't know, he's a fanny. Anyway, full transparency with the council scumbags and the hashtag heroes, who will be enjoying a bumper drop of content this week, because we actually recorded episode 112 on Monday of this week, all edited, ready to go. Sadly, there was a technical error with one of the microphones, and because we want to make sure that we bring you the highest quality possible, we're recording this episode again. So this episode, it is 112. If you are a council listener, you are listening to it. It's 112. But if you're a hero, not only are you listening to this, you're going to listen to the full 2-hour episode we recorded on Monday as well. Jesus, and a name of a wee man.
It's unbelievable.
Mommy.
The content we're giving you guys is unbelievable. Sight and sound.
Hold the front page. Hold the front page. Look at me now, Mommy.
We would encourage everyone to check out the YouTube or Instagram video of this episode for some extra surprises.
Do they notice anything different about our appearance?
I don't think only the keen eagle-eyed viewers would maybe find something different.
We should just start off by saying that there's been a sad passing. Oh, here we go. Do you know what? I knew you just couldn't hold it without pressing buttons. There has been some sad passings since we've last recorded. And we are obviously, of course, talking about R.I.P. Captain Sir Tom Moore.
Yo, Sir Tom, rest in peace, yo.
He's walking in the garden in the sky. He's no more. He's sadly passed.
In the hero episode, we actually recorded that before he passed away.
Yes, we did.
And we had a good pop at old, in a light-hearted way, at Sir Tom.
In a way that, I mean, here's the thing, right? I actually thought yesterday, I was in the car to go to the supermarket.
Yeah.
To get some dinner and some oat milk, because that is my life now. And I listened to one of the last interviews that he had, and I was a wee bit teary. It was quite sad because he's just a lovely old man. You know, he's a lovely old man, and everything he was saying. Singing career, big singing career.
Imagine that album sales now.
Oh, mate, I was saying on my podcast there, the Scott Gibson Show, which is out now, available, episode 67, Captain My Captain. I was saying that I bet you fucking Michael Ball is going absolutely mental in this. He'll be the only one that's raging he's dead.
No, he'll be glad.
No way,
glad,
mate.
But listen to this. This single's going to get re-released. It's going to get another number one again. Michael Bobley. Okay, darlings, it's all about me now. Tom's not stealing the show. Sing it for me, Tom. You know, this one is a close one to my heart. I had the privilege of meeting Sir Tom over the internet during lockdown, and we recorded this global smash. And I'm going to sing it again for you tonight. And then after it's finished, I'm going to sing it again. Sir Tom, we love you. I bet you it's all that.
Well, bullshit. Do you know what, mate? I think you're right in a sense, but I think it'll go the other way. I imagine that daughter of his is going to become like a fucking Disney villain. That's what I think's going to happen. I think, like, Tom Moore, Sir Captain, everything will be all registered trademark. She's going to fucking dine off that. Anyway, let's know. This is what I normally do, man. I start to go down the whole negativity route, and I'm like,
let's keep it positive,
people are bastards. Let's keep it positive, right? So
Big
his
man's
last
back
interview,
for Barbados.
Was
that in Barbados?
What?
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Could you stop pressing buttons and just do this fucking podcast? Get the glasses off.
What fucking glasses?
Shut up, man. You're like a child. You're like a child with a new toy. So, can I tell you his last interview?
Huh?
His last interview, he said that people should smile more.
You fucking dead on it, Tom.
Right?
So, Tom.
He says that if everyone was a little bit happier, all it takes is a smile. If you out walking the street or wherever you are and you smile at a stranger and they smile back at you, that little feeling is an amazing feeling that can carry you through the day. And the world will be better by doing little things. And if everybody started to smile a bit more, life would get a little bit better. And he's right.
Yeah, it's so true.
He's right. So,
it took him 100 odd years to fucking suss that one out. I knew that if I was young.
But we should. And as much as we have had a wee joke in the past, it's a joke from love. We've never, we don't say these things to upset, offend, or annoy anyone. It's just a wee joke. What are you doing?
Actually, you always do the disclaimer, the backpedaling thing.
I know, but listen, I think some people...
We put a gun to his head and we shot him, but it was in that lovely way. It was in a friendship kind of way. I think his life through love.
I think, see, like, for example, when George Michael died, right? And I had sent a couple of friends some George Michael jokes, and one of them went back going like, "Big man, listen, I mean, I'm a fan of your stuff, you know that, but that's take right. He was a good man." I think that, see, when you die, see, when a celebrity dies, if you're instantly making jokes, I think that comes from a place of love. I don't think it comes from a place of malice.
I think also as well, it helps the legend live on.
Aye, and plus that's how we deal with things like that. It's all it's jokingly. And if somebody once said, like, I think it was the American comedian and presenter Bernie Mac. In fact, it could have been Steve Harvey. I apologize. It was Steve Harvey. He was saying, like, as soon as somebody dies, there's a whole load of jokes ready to go, depending on how bad the death was or how famous they were. Depends on how quickly those jokes come out. Do you know what I mean?
There's the ones that you hold off till a wee while after as well, aren't they?
I'm saying we made jokes about Tommy or dying, but I'm saying certainly things like, here's the problem, mate. See, all the time when he was on the BBC getting interviewed, not once did they ever ask him about storming the bunker. This man killed Hitler's dog, and not once did anybody ask him that, because they're worried that
we all want to know.
Exactly, they're worried that the fucking PETA people are going to go mental because, all right, he raised all this money, but he shot a dog, and we have brought that information to light.
Here's another thing. Is the hashtag cuss a real thing?
It has to be a real thing, mate. It has to be a real thing. I'm concerned.
How did that come about? Who was the first? Who was the first hero to actually clock the hashtag curse and bring it to her? I like the mug, and bring it to her attention.
Was it Bowie, or was it before Bowie?
No, it was before Bowie. I can't. And then so for any kind of council listeners that are got new to the show's been running for 6 years. How you know a Patreon? But aside from that, in that 6 years we've been running, one of the listeners pointed out the hashtag cuss, and it was somebody we were having a laugh mentioning, a celebrity, had died. Yep. But then no long after that, it was like celebrity after celebrity, to the point where I think if there's anybody we definitely don't like, we just need to do some mad juju stuff, mention their name a few times, and boom, they're done. But, the problem is here with the cuss is people we love are dying. So Tom Commander.
No, we're afraid to mention anybody now.
I know. But
maybe if there's any celebrities that you're not a fan of, maybe drop us a line and we'll start mentioning them, see what happens.
I know I wouldn't like to abuse this voodoo magic that we've accumulated over the years.
Voodoo. Is there not a dance tune that goes voodoo something?
Voodoo people?
I don't know.
The hoodoo, the voodoo.
See, this is the problem with trying to record. This is just like the screen, the background episode. You can't concentrate on two things at once. I see you staring at your camera. I see you staring at the screen, making faces at yourself. We're recording the now.
I'm trying to put you off.
You're not going to put me off because I move your screen to the side. You're not even on my screen.
Oh, do you not even see me?
I see you just. I've got you tapped right out of the way, and
how
I'm
do
looking
you do
at
that? Because my focal point is you.
Right. Well, so I just grab the screen that the call is being recorded on, and I move you right out to the right hand side, so you're just in shot. And then I have my full screen, so I've got some stories up here to talk about. I've got some news articles. I mean, I'm ready to go, man. And you're sitting here making big eyebrows at yourself.
That's amazing, man.
I've got a business venture for you. Right? Difficult times, obviously. We don't know when COVID's going to end. We know it's going to be another month at least before there's any kind of lift on the restrictions. I want to obviously get you back up to the 5.5 million quid that was in the current account before lockdown started, so that you can rest easy again at night.
Oh, thanks, Scott.
Business venture for you, mate. I saw this news article and I thought this is exactly what Mal and Maria could be doing. Lancashire Farm, now hear me out, Lancashire Farm makes £50,000 during pandemic by offering Zoom calls with goats.
I don't have any goats. I could
Baby
date with
goats.
chickens.
You could start small, mate. Date with the chickens. A farm in Lancashire has earned £50,000 since the start of the pandemic by offering customers Zoom calls with its baby goats. What started off as a joke has become an income for Cronkshaw Fold Farm, where you can pay £5 and book your own Zoom session with one of 7 goats.
What the fuck do you talk about with his goat? But they're funny because they go, and that's funny. And then
so it's all wee pygmy ones, wee tiny goats. They've got loads of them, and so they've all got it's like some kind of fucking Tinder profile. They've got profiles of all the goats. Like,
do you know? I think that's you're tapping into folks' pervs. Just like you get right weirdos, man.
No,
you cool with taking a $5 off a perv?
Mate, we're taking money off pedos, for God's sake.
Well, only if they're fully subscribed.
You're not going to have a wank over a goat, are you?
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? See their eyes, man. They mad kind of fucking slit eyes. The devil eyes. You're going, oh, yes, man. You're the devil.
Hunter's eyelids, mate. That's all you need to do, man. Get the chickens, a wee profile set up, right?
Go bleep for me. Bleep for me.
£5 for a Zoom call. £5 for a Zoom call with the chickens, and then you just set up the camera. You just set up the camera. Mate, this could be a fucking money earner for you. £5 gets you 5 minutes with the goat.
I mean, there's making money, right? And then there's just taking a piss.
You think about this, right? Say you've got a wee kid, not a kid as in a
goat kid.
See what I did there? You've got a small you've got a small child. You've got a small child, and you can't get out to the farm, to the petting zoo, and you're like, listen, hey, because parents are like, you must be stressed at your box trying to do homeschooling if you've got fucking toddlers. So £5, sit them down, and then they get to watch the goats. They'd fucking love that shit.
Nah, I have to disagree with you there. I think if you're phoning a fucking Zoom call and talking to a goat or watching a goat, there is something deeply wrong with you.
Well, there's obviously
maybe you date for a night out, it's like a stag party or something, you're all drunk and all, let's phone up a goat. What do you mean, phone up a goat? Watch us. And then, you all maybe like get a cock out, put a bit of breed on the grill, and whoever does the
right, lads, this is what's going to happen, right? You're all going to get blindfolded and you're going to stand in this warehouse, right? And then you need to put a bit of breed in your foreskin, right? No, you talk about no, you just need to put it in your foreskin and then put your hands behind your back and then wait and see what happens. Then set a goat off.
What do you mean you're not doing it? It's just banter.
Is that a goat? No, it's just a woman's
no, it's a hooker. We just tell her to do that to freak you out. It's just bants, man. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Your phone and RSPCA? It's a fucking laugh, man.
See, you're talking about
put it back.
Debauched situations. I watched Wolf of Wall Street last night again.
As we were doing the other day there, mind? That's in your head. Can't even remember. I can't even remember the shit that we talk about in the shows, man.
I know, mate. Honestly, I forgot just how good that fucking film is. Honestly,
it's good,
man.
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not. They're going to have to carry me out of here.
Yeah. I've got that sampled for a tune, man.
Have you?
I want to use it in a tune because it's. I'm not leaving.
You need.
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. You messed up, boy.
Take it home. He's like, He's like, come on, take it to the bridge.
And I masturbate about 3 times a day.
You gotta get those rookie numbers. You gotta drive those numbers up. It's such a good, good film, man. Absolutely.
How hot is that bird in it? But how hot is it? Do you see her
Margot
snatching
Robbie.
it? She opens her legs.
No,
Or is that just like a fantasy of mine?
that's just a fantasy of yours.
Same with the Sharon Stone thing in it. You don't actually see any.
Oh no, you see that even now, like no, when some people go, I can't believe they let things like that happen in the movies. I can't believe that actually happened in the movie. You see the full axe win, man. Fucking
no.
you did.
Just a full.
It's horrendous.
Gash, just...
It's not even like it's odd because it's not like a. It's not like a porn on it. It's not. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything sexy about it.
There is some sex about it.
No, because it's all fucking
powerful woman there.
No, she opens her legs up and it's all mashed together like a ham piece. It's been in your lunchbox for fucking 4 days getting
she sat cross leg for a bit.
Exactly. It's all that.
She's sellotaped it together.
She should have gave us a couple of minutes to sort the old boy out. You feel like that? Fucking hell,
she
right?
said, at least I stood up and stomp her feet a couple of times.
Like he's a bit. I need to straighten this out.
Jumping up down her heels.
All mashed in like a Cornish pasty.
He's a minute, I look like lip floss. Jumping up and sits back. You just hear the fucking angle up.
Aye. That's what should have happened, but instead it's because if you ever watch the film, you see the reaction. The guys at the front are like that, and then the wee guy at the back is like.
Is that Cornish guy? He's using Jurassic Park in every fucking film. He plays the wee fucking fat guy.
No.
He's in the front, just
he's like, hey, it's like a Cornish pasty.
But I tell you what's the most disturbing thing about that Fatal Attraction film, when they go to a fucking techno club. And Michael Douglas is fucking dancing all cool as fuck to techno. And it's pure, and he's getting at the fall. I'm going to take you home. I'm going to fuck you, baby. That kind of sex dance. No, that kind of, he's got a jumper on. And he's just fucking snoozing about.
He's got a jumper on.
That freaked me out, that bit. Hey, I don't care if it's about a woman killing folk with pickaxes. Check Michael Douglas is dancing in the techno scene.
Well, Wolf of Wall Street, mate. What a movie, man. As soon as like the fact it's your perfect film because it opens straight away with the midgets getting flung at the target, and I'm like straight in. Straight in. See the best bit in that is later on in the movie when they're having a meeting about bringing the midgets in, the dwarfs in. And he's like, the guy saying like, don't look them right in the eyes. You can't look them in the eyes because they get freaked out and they'll wreck the office. You need to look at their chins so it looks like you're talking to them. And then he's saying like, how hard can we throw them? What can we do to them? And he says, can we roll them like a bowling ball? I went, oh no, his brother's the bowling ball. You can't roll him.
I mean, it's a hard thing to look a midget in the eye anyway because they're below you. You look at the top of their head. You need to bring yourself down to their level. In all seriousness.
I know, in all seriousness, you know. Imagine being in an office where every Friday or like once a week they just did shit like that. Or like the bit in it where they pay like the receptionist $10,000 to shave her head. And she's sitting there here like getting her head fucking shaved for $10,000.
Is that how they're all as well in that office? They're all power pumped up. To the point as if they look as if they've been on a cocaine bender for a week.
Oh, they would have been an absolute every single one. I mean, imagine. I don't think you'll find any person who works in that environment that isn't mad with the gear. That isn't on something.
Aye, as a big thing. You know, like that's what used to really blow my mind. Where, you know, I'd seen drug use on a weekly basis and obviously weekend basis for the best part of 20 years in my life. And then it wasn't until I took a residency in London when I was down there playing once a month for almost 10 years, did I see cocaine abuse and what real fucking folk, doctors, lawyers, fucking dentists with heavy cocaine problems, man.
Heavy.
I mean, I'm talking, I'd never seen that amount of abuse before. So you can just imagine something on Wall Street.
Oh.
Wall Street, when they're fucking making crazy money. Of course, they're getting kilos of fucking. Is that the same one they smuggling all the lewds? No, they're smuggling the dope to the money to Barbados, but they're taking all the fucking lewds and that, isn't it?
Aye. Aye. So there's a bit in it where he comes out of the office.
Be, man, if you get a fucking bottle of him,
mate. See, sometimes now I'm watching films and I'm going, there's a message in it, right? And I'm not taking the message away for the film that it's trying to give me. All I'm taking away for that is going, imagine having that kind of wealth and what the fuck is it like having Quaaludes? So Lemon 714 is the name of the Quaaludes.
Is a top dollar Quaaludes.
The one he gets off like his Turkish doctor or something. They found them, they were hidden away. That's the one when he takes and he's like, in the film he's saying it brought me to another level. Cerebral palsy, and that's when he's lying in the flare, and he's like crawling out, and then the guy's telling him the FBI are patching your phones. Don't use your phone and talk about it. And the wife's phone, I'm going like, you better get fucking. He's like, get off the phone. try to drive the big Lamborghini, pure like 4 miles an hour as well.
Have you seen the video where the guy's, it's a Scottish guy, he's in the hospital and they give him ketamine for his fucking, to reset his ankle?
No.
It's fucking dynamite. They inject him with, like, obviously because it's like a heavy trank, and they fucking jag him up with this fucking ketamine, right? And he's going, you're going to have a bit of a ride here, but you'll be numb and we'll be able to fix your broken ankle. And the guy's just lying back, right? He just looks like a fucking everyday normal guy, right? And he's going, whoo! Oh, whoa, 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 what a ride. This is rad. And he's going, ooh, cowabunga. And you're off going, he's in on this, he knows he's talking shit, but he's not got a fucking clue. And they fucking basically reset his ankle, and he's just going, oh, all right. What a ride. Right, they put a sticky on him and they pull his wife in, and she goes like, look at you, you know you're not. And he's going, woo.
But you know that he's now addicted to that.
Oh, like,
that's him addicted to it.
Right? All it's done is gave everybody the fucking want to try and hunt down some
Aye. It's like, see, I just wish I had a mate who was like a doctor, and I could
tell you all the right doses in a good gear.
I remember, but I used to know a guy who went to sex parties, right? And he's gay sex parties, and one of the guys who would come was a GP, and he's
getting them all.
But he used to, like, he was saying they used to write it on the wall, like how much they would get, and I don't know if it was PCP they were getting or whatever they were doing, but they were giving them something. But he was keeping levels it, and like people were, and he knew how. So like you had that guy who was, and that was his thing. Like he got off on like pleasing everybody that way and like being in control of it.
And then he bummed everybody when they're right.
Well, and then he's like, right, lads, here we go.
Doubled them up and then pumped every farter there. Moonwalked into the party like that. God damn it, that was another great party.
What a ride.
Next Saturday.
What a ride. But imagine having somebody that can go, I can give you like with ketamine, mate, if you want. It's like,
well, see, down in London, one of the boys down there was a dentist. He's in practice, like a big mega practice, right? And he was getting like the real medicinal cocaine, right?
Whoa.
That cunt fucking lost his business, his wife,
Jesus.
Everything, man. And I seen it over the years. I seen him just going in, being the guy coming in, fucking popping open the fucking brandies and the champagne and having hundreds of beautiful women on about him. Every cunt out their box when he's on watch, to him basically being a bum sleeping in the corner of the club.
Mate, that's like one of the things where they interview somebody and it's like really in depth and they open up about like all the things they've done in their life and everything. And then at the end of it, the guy's like, so would you change anything? He's like, yeah, a big draw of a cigarette. Wouldn't they change a fucking thing? Don't regret. Is there anything that you regret, Derek? Don't regret a fucking thing. After he's told the guy for an hour, like, I lost my wife, I had to bury my kid, my business, you know, I killed 2 of my pals. Would you change it? Would they change a fucking thing, you
And you know what? That was the greatest 10 years of my fucking life.
That's exactly how it would go. pure wiping a tear for his eye after he's like just confessed to all this stuff, man. I was an abusive father, a partner. And so would you change anything, Graham? Well, wouldn't you change a fucking
Is he sitting there on an old track?
No, it's a studio, and the audience is just pure disgusted. They've really got on side over the course of the hour. They hated him, and then they went, you know what? I really love this guy. He's like,
he deserves a second chance.
Fuck every one of you cunts.
Stubs out him in the chair. When they change that fucking thing, then. Not a thing.
Then just walks off, still attached to the chair, but the microphone just fucking keeps going.
You know, you spent 3 years incarcerated for being high behind the wheel and mowing down 6 people. You've lost your wife, your job, your career, everything you stood for, everything you built up for your entire life. You lost it to cocaine. Tell me, would you go back and change anything?
I wouldn't change a fucking thing. They just I like the idea I'm just walking off set. And the audience is in silence, and then one guy just starts
standing ovation.
Then everybody's cheering.
Captain, oh my captain, everybody comes up in the chair.
He just walks
Derek,
out.
Derek.
And you just hear a single gunshot from behind the studio.
Me boys in the audience like, Dad, who is that man? It's a fucking hero, son.
Aye. I just wait there. He's a man's man, son. You don't see many of them anymore. What's a man's man, son? It's a guy who will never fucking forgive himself for what he's done, no matter who he wrongs.
When the chips are down, he does not give a fuck.
That would be
that is an epic scene in any comedy show, isn't it?
That'd be a great sketch, man.
Mad scenarios.
Aye. Just cutting away people like in black silhouettes. You took 4 of my years, Derek, and I'll never get them back. I've never trust again. He's aye, I remember her. Aye, that's wouldn't they change a fucking thing, mate?
Derek, they said that Catherine was your only one true love, who you beat up, you chopped one of her legs off in a cocaine frenzy, sold her to fucking Somalian pirates. Her life's ruined. Would you change a thing, man? Was she genuinely your first love? Yeah, she was, aye. Would you change anything about those days, Derek? Not the fucking
it's the just the way it's a long draw the fag beer. It's stinking time, and everyone's just on the edge going like, please say yes, Derek, and let's rebuild this. Like, wouldn't change a fucking thing. Yes, dynamite.
I actually watched I don't know how I stumbled on it. One of the rabbit hole things. It was Piers Morgan interviewing Mickey Rourke. Have you seen that?
No.
And it just talks. He's basically done a chain of obviously interviews run about the time The Wrestler came out, which is a fucking extraordinary movie.
What a movie, man!
How
sad is that? How sad is that, man?
Amazing, man. But so they interviewed. So he's obviously done a press junket, but he's done the Piers Morgan thing. And Piers Morgan is pure fanboy. And some of it is quite uncomfortable because he's gone, Piers Morgan's saying, I base my entire fucking chat up lines on 9.5 weeks. And you're going, all right, fucking steady on, Piers.
Because I don't...
everybody ask you, do women want ice and fruit and all that? That's what he's getting at. And then Mickey Rourke's just like that. I'm not going to fucking tell you anything.
Wow.
Just cool as fuck, man.
Because
he was like, you want to know how much pussy I've had? Whoa. I'm not going to tell you a fucking thing.
Because he was like one of the biggest actors in the world at one point, wasn't he? Before he started mashing up his face.
Well, I actually forgot how fucking handsome a young man he was.
I know.
He just looked like the thing. And then you go back to things like, I can't remember the films and they were comparing it with the new Brando and all this. And he was fucking, but then I like him for the fact that he just fell right off the wagon and then he tried to become a professional boxer.
I know. That film, The Wrestler, is is an amazing film, man. It's a fucking brilliant film. It's almost like although it's about wrestling, it's almost like it's about his life, like about him making a comeback. Do you know what I mean?
Redemption story. Here's the thing: did I ever tell you that? Would you change it? Would you change anything, Mickey?
Would they change a fucking thing, mate?
They actually, Piers Morgan actually asked him that question.
I tell you something that's great to watch, right? It's only on YouTube now. So it's a program called Shrink Wrapped. And it's Pamela Connolly, Billy Connolly's wife. And she interviews Billy Connolly, she interviews Steve Martin, she interviews Robin Williams, and she interviews Stephen Fry. And she's obviously a psychiatrist, right? But the good thing is the one with Robin Williams is brilliant because obviously her and Robin Williams are very close friends because him and Billy Connolly are so close. So Robin Williams is just like talking to his pal and he's just opening up about his upbringing, his relationship with his parents, his relationship with comedy. And it's fucking fantastic, right? But the one with Stephen Fry, mate, is unbelievable. It's unbelievable because she obviously knows Stephen Fry through like Billy,
the comedy
but she doesn't know him as well as the others, so that's why it's the best one because
did you know what together on some fucking BBC comedy show back in the 80s or something?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. They may have done.
She was a fucking comedian.
Well, aye.
You know what I mean? Aye.
She's as much a comedian as she's a psychiatrist, put it that way. She's a psychiatrist in the sense of she got a bit of money and read a book and then claims she's a psychiatrist.
That's kind of what I think.
And that's why the Stephen Fry one's brilliant because she's trying to say all this stuff to him and he's just like, no, that's absolute nonsense. So, like, obviously he was what they say, like, he was raped in boarding school, right? Or what they claim to be raped. By the law, he was raped in boarding school by another boy, right? And she's saying all this stuff to him about like his assault and about like, does he feel shame for it or does he feel anger or shame towards the guy? And he's just saying things like, no one said it was you're getting this all wrong. You're making this out as if it was a violent thing. He's like, I wanted this to happen. Obviously, I didn't want it to happen in the way it happened, but I was in love with this boy. I wanted this to happen. So although he goes on to say, like, although in a legal sense, yes, it was assault and it was rape. It's like it wasn't violent. It wasn't the way you're making it out to be. And then she starts to ask him other things about his sexuality and his relationship, and he's just like, no, that's nonsense. Like, I'm telling you my response to it, my answer. She's like, yes, but Stephen, don't you think this? He's like, nah, you're full of shit.
I didn't know about that. So how can
mate, it's amazing.
How can he be raped, but he was in love with him? And is it one of the ones where he's basically his first homosexual experience?
It's his first experience.
And then he woke up and went, oh, I didn't want to do that. So let me
no
anger and charge the guy.
No, the guy wasn't. I don't think any charges were brought to him. I don't think anything happened to the boy. I don't think it was ever brought up or discussed. I think obviously this is something that's come in later life in a book or whatever.
Aye.
But so it's a boarding school. He I think the story. Oh no, the facts are that it was an older boy. I think maybe the boy was a couple of years older than him. I don't understand how a boarding school works. I think maybe older boys are put in charge of dorms or in charge of. Anyway, this guy had like a position of authority over him where he was responsible for his room or his dorm or whatever it is. And the boy, did things to him he shouldn't have done. But as Stephen Fry says in the interview, although it shouldn't have happened because of one of their age and because to consent, he in a way he wanted it to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Because he was a gay man wanting that.
He was gay, but I mean he was in love with him, or he felt as though he was in love with him. He understood that maybe, that's what you do, but he didn't know how you do it. Do you mean? So it must have been extremely confusing as well. And then obviously the flip side of that being forced upon you by someone who you maybe have feelings for. I mean, it must be quite dramatic, but the way that she puts it across is as if it's this very violent, traumatic experience. And he's like, there's no trauma whatsoever. He says, I fully admit that it shouldn't have happened and what he did was wrong, but it wasn't a frightening, terrifying experience. It's just a very interesting interview in the contrast of how someone thinks you should feel about something, but the person who's experienced it is telling you that that's wrong, but they won't accept it. If you get a chance to watch it, it's called Shrink Wrapped on YouTube. the Stephen Fry one is fucking amazing because they talk about he went to jail for credit card fraud as well. It's
Stephen
amazing,
Fry
man.
did?
Aye, mate, aye.
He's trying to fucking top his sale or something, or a failed attempt, wasn't it?
He's done loads, man. He was talks about that, like shutting himself away, and it's mad. Do you know, like, you know the film Pride and Prejudice? So
I don't think I've watched it, but
Emma Thompson, the actress, had written a remake of Pride and Prejudice, right? And long story short, done something on a computer, fucking wiped it off the computer. So goes round to Stephen Fry's house because he lives round the corner, right? As you do. Good friends on his door, in tears. Stephen Fry's like, my God, what the fuck's wrong with you? She went, Stephen, my computer, man, fuck me, I don't know what I've done. So he goes through it and he's like, it's gone, man. It's fucked, right? So she's in absolute floods of tears. She's lost this full script. And I went, look, kettle on. So Stephen Fry then sits and goes, right, talk to me. And then he fucking retypes the script for her. Imagine just me going to Stephen Fry's house and getting me to retype a full script for you.
But what did it end up?
It ended up Pride and Prejudice. And then they made the movie and fucking there you go.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I ended up the actual film because she was telling it on a talk show one night going, listen, this whole film's doing to Stephen Fry. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she told the story. She lost it. Script had to go in the house. And he fucking sat with and went, right, let's just start from the beginning.
She's probably acted it out and he's fucking typed it all down.
I imagine there's maybe more involved in that, but...
it's easy with that script writing, man. He's just like, right, the guy's got... I actually think how easy script writing must be, right? Because...
It's hard. I've just noticed you've got that fucking hat on.
I think it's something that I could get into because I've only read a few scripts, right? But I don't let that bother me. Things where it's a visual thing is burning up time. So you can actually add that. So it's no like a book. It's basically verbal conversations. Like we were right now. You jokingly said about when I was saying that would make like a fucking great sitcom thing or something like that. And you went, well, we should do a screenplay or something like that, right?
We should.
I think that's something that we could
easily
do, but do easily between the two of us. I'm not saying
of course,
it ended up being a fucking comedy #1, but we could write a screenplay for
of course
a brilliant fucking...
Do you know what I found with writing scripts, right? So I've got a couple of pilots saved on the computer here. See, when I first started, and I was like, I actually really want to write something, and just to see if I can do it. I spoke to like 3 or 4 people, and they were all like, right, you need to do this, you need to do that. It's all bullshit, man. Right? Doing anything, mate, it's like driving. You've got to do a certain couple of things to be able to pass your driving test. And then see, once you drive, you learn how to drive, right? There's a couple of things you need to do with script writing. It's got to be in a certain format.
Director.
Well, you need to find an old Jewish director and then take them right to the back of the throat. It's got to be in a certain format and it's got to look a certain way, because if you're sending it to somebody seriously, if they get a script in and it's all a mess or it's no laid up, they just bin it straight away, right? Because they'll get so much. So it's got to be in a certain format.
If it doesn't look the part.
It's got to just be in a format. So if you don't know what the format is, you get a fucking script writing software. Like I've got Final Draft or Fade In. I use Fade In because it's cheap. And that does it all for you. And then you just sit and you type. The basic rules are 1 page of a script is usually 1 minute of screen time. And that's it. And you go for there.
What do you do to then fucking sell your idea? Do you have to do a couple of episodes and put them in script format and go, here's the fucking sketch?
I think if you're ever going to start something with the goal of we're going to sell this and we're going to make money, don't even bother doing it. If you're going to do it
to be made for TV or something like that, you also have to have that in mind when you're writing it.
You have to think in your head what you want it to be. So is it going to be a movie? Is it going to be a mini series, like a 3-parter, like 1 hour 3-part episode? Is it going to be a sitcom? So if it is a sitcom, do you want it to be in a British sitcom? So it's like 6 episodes, 30 minutes. Is it going to be in the BBC, so there's no adverts? Or is it going to be on one of the other terrestrial channels, so you'll have adverts? So you've probably only got about 23, 24 minutes per episode. Are you going to try and sell it to Netflix? You're going to try. I would say the best thing to do if you're ever thinking about writing something is decide, do you want it to be a movie or do you want it to be like a sitcom or a drama? So is it going to be split into parts or is it going to be a single piece?
I think it need to be things like Netflix and the box set, you can explore characters and
Aye.
plot lines and stories, and a lot more in depth and try to wrap it up into a 2 or, if you're lucky, movie.
If you've got connections, if you've got people who are, producers who are connected to different things that can give you some kind of development, then what you do is you basically write a pilot, which would be either a full episode or part of an episode. Nowadays, it seems to be part of an episode where you might write 1 or 2 screens that show off the main one or 2 parts that show off the main characters. You would do a summary and then a character synopsis. You send that to your connections. They might come back and say, Morocco, darling, we absolutely love this. Oh my bloody God. There's $5,000. Go away and write as a full pilot script. So that would be a development. Or there's, $200,000. Go and write as a full movie, right? There's a development deal. Nowadays, unless not many people have the connections, a lot of people don't even have money anymore because there's no fucking money in anything. The best thing to do
money
is
in TV still with your Netflixes and all that.
Again, if you've got the right connections, I would say if you're going to write something, just write it. Write the full thing, and then if you get interest in it, you've already got the full thing ready to go, rather than trying to catch up.
I think we could do it. I think something we should look into doing.
We don't need to look at it. We just need it.
Do it.
Just need
set aside the time, and it would be a funny, sad look on 70s, 80s, 90s Scotland.
Can the whole thing finish with that? Finish with the main character just
he's old.
What they change your fucking done?
He's in an old folks home, fucked with everything.
Riddled, mate. Can't
all
move.
sorts of addictions past. Would you change your thing? What the fuck? When he walks out, no, stumbles out in the Zimmer.
Did you see that Screech for Saved by the Bell died as well?
Who's Screech?
Oh my God, Dustin Diamond. You don't remember Saved by the Bell? Maybe you were a bit older then. That was a big program when I was away. When I was young, Saved by the Bell, man. I died.
We're talking Millennium stuff here.
Nah, well, you maybe would have been mid-90s.
I was too busy raving, mate.
I know. I forget your tours. Forget you're a 60s baby, mate. I forget that. You know what I mean?
What about somebody sent me that one of the old pop videos that I fucking done, man?
Oh, that's amazing, mate. That's amazing. Where did you film that?
Down in London. It always to be doing in London, innit? What the fuck's that all about? In some studio in London. It was the German label we signed for wanted a video for one of the songs, a couple of the songs actually. So we done that, and they hired all the models. And the guy, a German guy, basically built a big fucking square room, the pink fucking rubber room that all the women are fucking gyrating in. We jumped about like clowns in front of it, and then jumped about like clowns in front of a motorway. Then they had all the bikini-clad women. They brought out ice cream, feather dusters and all that, and I'm just going, you fucking beauty. Then they went,
I bet you're like, you and Roger like, we've made it, mate.
Aye, I was going, we're pumping them all. This is it. Fucking, we are hot. We have made it. This is what dreams are made of. And then they chucked us out so they could film a sex thing for also some other fucking video thing they're working on.
That used their paying for.
That was all wrapped in me. Aye, obviously, aye. We're the mugs that fucking took on the bill. But Make That Move, the track was called, and it's fucking hilarious, man.
I do like that you're pushing the brand, heavy merch, hat and t-shirt. I did enjoy that.
Oh, of course, which is still available on my shop, Sonic Techno. Hey, and I just like to add, I'm doing another live stream. I'm up at the Foo Bar in Stirling. I've got that in there. I'm putting a line up together, and I've got to do another massive live stream for all the old school folk who listen to the hashtag show.
I'll be right.
Because the Metro one was fucking huge. It's going to be aired on the 20th of March from the Foo Bar Stirling.
I still think that one of the best things was the interview with Joe Deacon. That was absolutely amazing.
You know, but a lot of folk have actually said they enjoyed it.
I know, but I obviously enjoy it because I know Uncle Joe and it's good band. Because I love it because he was taking it so serious.
But it came across really well.
I'm a lucky used to have a lot of damn skin here, back in the day. I thought it was great, man. I loved it.
I mean, the thing about it, it's probably lost on you the importance of that venue and what Joe's role with it was in it all. And I think, like that's what I was just saying, when you walked in the venue, all the ghosts just fucking come at me, man. Just come into you.
It must be an amazing thing that, like, you know, hats off to the guys who are doing it to try and like gear at another lease of life. Do you know what I mean? And just, but all I keep thinking is, I'm just worried, man. Like, see stuff like that should be like, that should be government funded. That should be a protect, like that should be given protective
but the government
status.
Don't care about the fucking
I know,
nightlife,
mate. They don't care about anything. They don't care about anything.
See, if it was like a fucking multi-story fucking car park or something, they'd be all over it.
Of course. Listen, I know it's something completely different. There's a place in Edinburgh called Lux Burger, Lux Burger, right? And it's two boys who have started a business during lockdown, basically selling burgers, right? And it's fucking gone through the roof. The food's amazing. Everybody's going mad for it in Edinburgh.
It's
right?
doing that trendy bit you go to, innit?
Well, they've not got a unit. They've basically got what's called a dark kitchen. So it's effectively a porta cabin in a bit of wasteland. But it's a fully, like, when you open the porta cabin door, it's a fully professional kitchen, right? It just means they don't have a premises, right? So they applied for everything through the council, and the council says, aye, fine, on you go, right? Stick it on the waste ground. If your landlord's happy, he's happy. So landlord's happy, they've got them there. And then lo and behold, 6 months down the line, because they're now suddenly fucking huge, right? They're going mad. Everybody's loving it. Edinburgh Council's turned around to them and says, right, it's game over. We're locking you down. You're not allowed to do this anymore.
You're making too much money, eh?
Aye, we've been through it. And it's because they don't have premises, so they can't get business rates off them. So now everybody's doing this thing online to try and sign a petition to help them. But it'll make no difference because Edinburgh Council is like ancient Rome. It's fucking brutal, man. But things like that, as soon as somebody starts doing well, then it's, we come down. We want our fucking cut. Councils don't care, mate. They don't care. The Scottish government doesn't care. I'm telling you, this has done the biggest damage for Sturgeon is the COVID, the way it's been handled. And I know that people will go, listen, it's been handled better than fucking Westminster, and I would agree with that. But at the same time, we are now almost a full year down the line, and there's never a single discussion about entertainment, about nightclubs, about bars.
Because they don't care. They're beyond that.
Nothing. There's never a discussion because they go on and on about people's mental health and we hope you're all right. They don't give a fuck. They want you, as long as you're happy in the house, that's it. No one's thinking about the tens of thousands, millions of people in the UK that are affected by the entertainment industry.
I think the government just want you in a vegetative state, but able enough to pay your taxes.
I'm starting to think that the government want the gig economy gone. They don't want us.
They used to them.
No, they want you. If you're self-employed, you need to be self-employed, and as in bricks and mortar, a physical business. So you run a shop, or you run a cafe, or you run a pub or a restaurant. They'll accept that. But DJs, comedians, actors, nah, that's done. That's gone. They don't want that.
I think they'll do something for the theatre because that's very much in their radar.
No, they'll do something for the theatre owners.
Operatic theatre, that kind of thing, like
the
listed building stuff and all that.
You think about this. See, every
different kettle of entertainment.
Every theatre in London's owned by 3 people. Do you know that this isn't like? No, it's 3 different people own every single theatre in London.
Wow.
Like the King's Theatre in Glasgow is owned by, is it AMG or ACM or something like that? It's not owned by a person. It's owned by somebody else. The Theatre Royal is owned by a company. It's not as if, so things like, for example, places that I go to, where like Barfield's Theatre in Largs, Webster's Theatre in Arbroath, they'll not get fuck all because they're owned by an individual person or a charitable trust that's trying to keep the place going. But the governments will bail out the people who own the West End theatres, the people who own the King's Theatre. They'll bail they fuckers out.
Fucking sharks.
Hamburglar, mate. Hamburglar.
The thieves will come in night time. Listen, let's lighten it up a wee bit. Talk about smut.
Mm-hmm.
Before we alienate our viewers. We're winding up this episode anyway.
Yep, because we are
this was just a wee bonus because we fucked up the mic recording and the Hero one.
Hey, you're saying that, but it doesn't sound that bad. If you're a hero and you listen to it, it sounds all right.
I fixed it. I'm just not overly happy with it. But
do you see how hard it is to talk and do things at the same time? Like you're too easily distracted, Poirot.
What I mean, going forward with the show.
Yep.
we're enjoying ourselves here. We're enjoying ourselves. You know, it's only an escape that we all have. We'd very much like the listeners out there to become heroes.
We need to get some hashtag merch.
Definitely. But again, that's just a time thing. I actually remember thinking to myself, websites indeed. Who does websites? And then over the lockdown, I built my own, and it's really been a good fucking thing today.
No, I'm not going to say fucking I told you so, but for how long? When you told me what you were paying before, how long did I tell you to date yourself?
Oh, you'd been saying like you can fucking date yourself. And again, it was just a time thing. I never had the time, and then obviously the fucking carpet's been pulled up, filming with my legs,
man, right under my feet, man. And I built the Safe Trips website, safetrips.uk, for all my acid house inspired art and clothing. And then I also built ultra-sonic-techno.co.uk for all the sonic stuff.
But I tell you what, I enjoyed it, and it was a good creative output to actually put it together. And if anybody out there who's got a wee business or whatever, give yourself a couple of days and you can make a website that's actually doable, professional, and affordable.
Are we sponsored?
No, without going to these big website things.
A website that's professional, responsible, and sociable. Just use the promo code Malakali at checkout.
I made mine's own Wix, but you get things called Wix and Squarespace, and there's obviously loads of them, and they're really fucking easy to peasy to fucking. I know what one is it you did, because you done the hashtag one, which when you first did it, I was like, that's fucking brilliant.
I'd use Wix as well, mate, just because Squarespace is good, and I've thought about moving over to Squarespace, but because I've just got so much connected to Wix, it's just easier that way.
It does a job, doesn't it?
It does a job, mate. It does a job.
We could add a shop to the hashtag website, dead easy.
We could.
For a small amount of money, offer fucking t-shirts, mugs, the print art that we do with Darren. There's so many things that we could do, and again, all that would help us continue doing what we're doing.
I tell you something that I have discovered in lockdown, which has helped me quite on a few occasions, is the power of YouTube. I don't know if you've heard of YouTube. Have you heard of that?
I believe that's a vision
an online video service. Mate, honestly, see now, see if I need to do anything that I've not done before.
How do?
Type it into fucking YouTube, and the amount of videos, man, I'm like, this was outrageous, man.
Mate, I'll tell you the turning point for me
with
YouTube. That was my eureka moment.
Cooking steaks?
No.
Oh,
mate, I had a coconut, and I didn't know how to open it. And I went, how the fuck you might open a coconut? And I just went onto YouTube, how do you open a coconut? And I went, it was just like, oh. And I thought,
why do you say coconut so funny?
Coconut?
Coconut.
Coconut.
Coconut. Oh, coconut. I don't know coconut.
I didn't know how to open my coconut.
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 Say coconut.
Coconut. Coconut.
Coconut. Is a coconut. Is a coconut.
I made him a coconut that he got at the fair and didn't know how to open it, and he launched it out like out the close window. It just smattered all of the black clothes.
But say coconut. How do I say it differently?
Coconut.
Coconut.
So how did you open it with a hammer?
No, a blunt end of a fucking machete. And
because you've got a machete lying about.
It was just a big knife. The blunt end it, and it was on a certain point there, and it just fucking broke open. And I was going, that's skills. That's good to know. But I took that on with everything. So like yourself, now if I'm stuck with anything from my music production stuff to, like last night, I was fucking cloning hard drives. I've had hard drive problems again. YouTube leads the way. And I tell you what else I've done. I bought an Alexa. Alexa, plenty of carry on in my house. Put it in the kitchen. The wains are just cracking up because I'm just asking it mad shit. And I did the fucking, my hashtag questions and all that. Alexa, who's the greatest scorer at Rangers Football Club? And all that kind of, who's the best football team in Scotland? The Rangers or Celtic? Brilliant. Who's a fun with that, Alexa?
You can't beat it.
And it's dead cheap. It's dead cheap.
You can't beat it. But yes, it's been good. I saw a grill that you need to get.
I want to get a good skillet.
Right.
Is that what a grill is?
No. Skillet's a pan.
Are you talking about a grill under the grill?
Oh, I'm talking about it basically looks like a metal cabinet. So it's about 5 feet tall, and it's just a solid metal cabinet, and it's got drawers underneath it. So if you imagine, see, do you know what it's like? It's like a silver, you know, the big freestanding toolboxes you get. It looks like one of them, but it's silver, right?
It's like a smoker.
And you don't use it for, well, can you use it for smoking? I suppose you probably could smoke in it, but basically the drawers are full of, you fill them with like charcoal, and then you start a fire in it, and the top chamber's got a bit that folds down, and that's where you put your steaks. And it is a grill designed only for cooking steaks. It's got some kind of heat reflective thing on the top of it.
Yeah.
Mate, see the video I was watching?
You could probably make pizza in there, no?
I doubt you can make pizza in it. It's probably not hot enough for a pizza, but for a steak, it's like it's from, is it Weber? The barbecue people, it's from them. So it's their new thing for doing steaks. It looks amazing.
I want to get a good skillet, because what I want, my next steak I want to make, I want to put some butter in there and and get it all juiced up with the butter.
Get it basted.
Basted, is that what it is?
Baste the bastard.
We're getting into lunchtime now, and I like talking about food, but because it gets you ready.
Right, let's wrap this one up, because that is the hour, and when you end it. So let's just say episode 112. Thank you very much for listening. If you want to check out the other 112, it's going to be on the Patreon for the heroes. Go to patreon.com/the hashtag show. If you were a Patreon before, thank you so much for staying with us and supporting the show. If you find that you got into your Patreon and you can't get access to it, for whatever reason, there's been a problem again with the payment. I know it's a mad American company, and sometimes it is an absolute pain in the hole. So make sure you go back on and just log in again to the Patreon. But yes, so this episode for the council, and plus the hero episode, and we're back next week with another hero episode. And we've got the background video. I don't know when to put that out. I still think it's a bit much, but
I can't remember this. You mentioned it. I can't remember. So we
remember
shot a background video,
right? Do you remember way back in the summer when we first started recording these again? We did a video where we could change our backgrounds.
Is that with all the gay porno on it and stuff like that? Is that the same one? We should put that out, man. That's going to be.
I don't know.
Content.
I just think it's a bit
hilarious. You
it's
had
a
that
bit
video
heavy.
with the guys pumping it all around a bit of motor, and that in itself, I could watch that and laugh.
It's a bit heavy.
Nothing gay about it, you know. I'm not getting a gratification from two young men, but you know,
it's no. They're not pumping. They've got shorts on,
speedos on, which makes it even funnier. They don't even get boners. They're just kind of acting out all the gay porn moves, which is hilarious.
Well, there's also other stuff like the bit in Belfast as well, which was funny.
Right, I remember that now. Get it up, man. Fuck it.
Like if you're a hero, if you're a hero and listen to this and you'd like to see the background video, messages and let us know, and we'll put it up.
I'll tell you what, just before we leave here, stuck for something to watch, the usual bullshit, and I went to Modern Family, which is an old show.
Yep.
I've been enjoying it, I have to say. It's actually pretty good.
Do you know what, mate? I've given in. I've given in on recommendations, and I've just gone back to the classics. I've started Sopranos again.
Well, I started that. I got a few deep. I had maybe a series and a half deep, and then I drifted away because as much as I'm enjoying it, I know the commitment needed to watch that. It's a big fucking ass. Same with Curb Your Enthusiasm. I was like, right, I'm doing that again. I go fucking into episode series 3 or something. And then I was like, if Maria could maybe watch it with, I would rattle it. But now she's watched the Kominsky method, which I strongly recommend if you want to like it. It's a watered down version of that, so she might get into Curb. But you can't beat the classics. It's time because you know how long they're gone for.
Do you know what it was? I was watching something and they put a clip up of a famous scene for The Sopranos, and I just went, God! Everything just flooded back. I was like, what a fucking show, man! What
it's
a
no
show!
Aged well, but the fashion and and the shot.
Mate, that's how they still dress. They still dress in their fucking single-breasted suits.
I know, but it doesn't stand up. The Wire's another one I want to dig in and watch again, because that was probably the first box set that I went, wow.
I liked The Wire, but The Wire never blew me away. But
first
Sopranos,
time man.
Sopranos is just spectacular. Just
right for the first episode, you're hooked in the Sopranos, aren't you?
Aye. And I
you
remember
fancy the psychiatrist. I used to fancy her like mad.
The
crush on her.
No, no, really, no.
I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a position of power. Or
What
that power you
what
thought.
power has she got?
It's the same way Tony felt. Like,
See, I think you just like it because she's dressed like a headmistress. I think that's your thing. It's the tan tights, man. Anybody in the tan tights.
Any sort of, I've got a weakness for strong, powerful women who look slightly like they could be lesbians.
Shut the fuck up. I more fancied Carmela than the psychiatrist, because that's just a good wife, man. It's just a good wife, you know. Runs the house, runs the house, stands by her man, hides money,
family,
hides
the
guns.
Colombian bird in that.
I mean, she's next level, man. That's insane.
But when she ties her hair back, she's got a weird shaped head.
All right, you fucking look at you, you be fucking bone. Some oil painting.
She's a fucking bitch, I tell you, that Colombian cow. She comes over here, stealing her men.
She's some woman, man. Oh my god,
she's
some woman.
She must be aging now, but how old's Modern Family? Is that like 10 years or something?
I've absolutely no idea. I was saying here is what 11 series, season 11 seasons.
Curb Your Enthusiasm's 20-year-old.
Her name is Sofia Vergara.
Is she a real Colombian?
I think so. She's Colombian.
It's the bit where, you know, I was laughing because there's one of the dads in it. Is it Phil? The kind of creepy one with black hair. He fancies her.
Oh, here. She's your age. 1972.
Beautiful. See, I know we had some kind of connection.
Colombia. She's into you.
Is there good pictures there on the net? I bet there is. Not that I would be looking. You know, maybe some guys would. I've got to tell you, I never even followed it to yours. So I've got a wee WhatsApp with the boys, my besties that I grew up with, and one of them works away for him. He works in Africa, so he's always pushing the boat with heavy stuff. He posted OAP porn. I swear to God, everybody was red carding him. I've left that group twice, and I was close. And then I thought, I'm going to send that to Scott and Ross. And then I thought, no, I can't do that to them. It's fucking gross. You could actually smell the fucking oldness off them. That's how old sex.
To be fair, my mate James, who listens to this, a hero, James Aitchison, James does similar with me on the Snapchat, but now he sends me a warning. Thankfully, before he sends me the video. He's like, big man, you might not want to watch this one. I'm like, oh, in the name of God.
Don't click into this anywhere in public.
How good's WhatsApp, man? It's brilliant, isn't it?
It's all right. It's all right. It's not as good as Zoom for what we're doing.
I know, mate. I know. But there you go. Right, listen, we're starting to slow down and we're dragging our ass over the line as usual.
Maybe you're in a wee bit of a better mood than you were the last recording, you know?
Are you drunk?
Song, Mal. You sing a song, Mal.
Oh, mate, I would see the start of this week. Honestly, I would have tapped out at the start of this week. I was just feeling shit. Do you know what it was, mate? I think, like I said to you, January was such a long month. Such a fucking long month.
February's shorter, mate.
I know, but see, honestly, mate, I'm struggling, man. I'm missing gigging so much. I'm missing it so fucking much. I can't put into words how much I'm missing. I'm not missing like being on stage. I don't mean like I'm not one of these like I must get to the stage, darling. Like I've never been that type of performer, but I'm just missing talking on. I don't know. I'm just missing being in a theatre. I'm just missing it so much, and it doesn't feel like we're ever going to get there anytime soon.
I think everybody's struggling. I said to Maria, I said, I feel like all I'm doing is waking up, working at my computer, having my dinner, watching TV, go to sleep.
That's it. That's all weird.
And I went, but it's just getting a wee bit fucking Groundhog Day.
Oh, mate, totally, man.
Because that's what I hear now. You know, just to end on a high note for everybody.
I know, but that's what it is.
Let's cheer up.
That's what it is. It's grim.
Fucking Commander Tom's dead now.
There's no hope.
There's no hope, man.
Well, man. Well, listen. This is
we're
not claiming this is a great episode. But it was just a wee cheeky
don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
Change your fucking name, mate.
Bye.
Goodbye now.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Good night. Okay. Great. Good night. I love you. Okay.
The HashTag show.co.uk